Hey guys, welcome to my channel Harish Automation Talks. So with this video, we are going to start a new series on Selenium automation with Java programming. Are you a manual tester and looking to switch your career into automation? Or you're an experienced automation engineer and wanted to enhance your automation skills in Selenium? So this series is for you. Here I'll be covering everything from the scratch. Java programming is mandatory to learn Selenium, but you don't need to worry about it because I am going to cover all the core Java concepts right from the scratch. So let's not wait, let's get into the actual topic. So, what are we going to discuss today? So, what is an automation in general? What is an automation in software terminology? What are the various automation tools available in the current market? Introduction to Selenium, features of Selenium, and the components of Selenium. Let's get a deep dive into these topics. What is an automation in general? Generally, when we hear about the word automation, what comes into our mind? Something which is having no or less human intervention to perform something specific task. So if you clearly observe in these days, automation is everywhere. We have automation in manufacturing field, we have automation in healthcare field, we have automation in traffic management field, also we have automation in entertainment field, software field, and everywhere. Right? So let's talk about one by one. Let's talk about the manufacturing first. So robots are used to assemble the products, it performs the welding and handle the heavy materials. You might have heard in car manufacturing, robots are used to assemble the parts of the car. You might have heard this, right? So, similarly, you might have heard a word called a robotic surgeon, a specialist robotic surgeon. That is nothing but an automation in traffic management. So previously, what it happens, right? A traffic police, he used it to stand on the roads and he used it to control the traffic. But now there are traffic lights and the traffic lights are controlling the traffic, right? So that is nothing but an automation, right? In an entertainment field, if you think about the entertainment field, what is an automation? So what you used to do before? You used to go to theater and you used to get the ticket from the counter. So but now we are having apps like book my show. We have having a lot of apps where you book right from here, and at the correct time you're going to a theater, right? So that is nothing but an automation. So similarly, we have an automation in software. I mean, what is an automation in software terminology? Automation in software refers to the process of using technology to perform tasks, processes, or operations with the minimal human intervention. So, in the context of software testing, automation involves using software tools and scripts to execute the predefined test cases. And what we do, we use it to compare the actual results with the expected outcomes. So, this helps streamlining this testing process. It increases the efficiency and it reduces the human errors in software development lifecycle. Let's take an example. Let's say we as a manual tester, what we do, we use it to write the test cases and we use it to execute those test cases against the application, right? We'll get the defects, we'll raise it to a developer, and once the developer fixes it, we retest it and we close it if it got fixed. So this is a casual, a normal flow what we do as a manual tester in our day-to-day life, right? So let's say tomorrow, maybe a few days or months later, a customer he wanted to add few more features or he wanted to enhance the existing features in the application. So once the everything is finalized, I mean, once all what are all the features that we have to add or what we have to enhance, once everything is documented and finalized, a developer starts working on it, right? So once he started working on it, it means he will touch the existing code to add that or enhance the features, right? So let's say he has added or enhanced the features, right? So what is our job after that? As a QA, we have to test that newly added features. Apart from that, we also have to perform the regression on the entire application. Why? Just think. Because as dev touched the existing code which is working before just to add a new features, right? So there might be a chance of breaking the application somewhere, but where it will be breaking, we are not sure, right? Just think how much effort is needed to test the entire application manually. Here we need some technology to automate this task or this process. So this is where we are talking what is an automation in software terminology. So here it refers to the process of using technology to perform tasks. So that is where we are using that we are needing of some technology to automate this process. So that is where this uh, point is telling about. So in terms of software testing, in the context of software testing, automation involves using some software tools. So we have some software tools, that is nothing but the technology. If we talk about here at this point, so that is nothing but a technology. We have some top software tools, automation tools, to execute, I mean to automate these test cases, right? So what are the various test automation tools available in the current market? Right, there are a lot of tools, I mean lot of tools in the market now. So, but each one is having its own variety of features. We have qtp, now it's named as a uft, and it's a paid version. Then it comes to the selenium, a huge demand tool in the market right now, and it's a free version, it's an open source, anyone can download and use it. And we have few more like Tosca, Catalan Studio, Appium. And Appium, if you talk about Appium, it was specifically designed for mobile app automation, right? And Selenium is specially designed for web-based application. It will not support the mobile based automation, it will not support the desktop based application, it will not support the API automation. It is specially designed only to automate the web based application. But we have I mean we can integrate some third party tools to automate the desktop based application. So what are those and how can we do that, I'll tell you later. But for now we are going to discuss about the selenium. For that reason I've highlighted this, right? So let's go to the next topic. So what I mean, introduction to selenium. Selenium is a powerful open source automation testing tool. So why I mention here it is a powerful, you'll be getting to know later, right? So it's an open source and anyone can download it and use it, and anyone can download and automate their web applications, right? And Selenium is a suite of tools. It's not a single tool, it's a suite of tools to automate the web browsers across many platforms. So what are the suite of tools that we will be covering in the next steps, I mean the next topics. And as I said, it is exclusively for the web based applications. It is not for the mobile applications, it is not for the APIs, it is not for the desktop, it is specially designed for web based applications, right? However, I told that we can integrate some other tools to the selenium and we can do that thing, right? We'll be covering that later. What are the features of selenium? Okay. The main features are cross browser compatibility. Selenium supports multiple browsers, right? Like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, Internet Explorer, etc. We have a few more browsers which Selenium supports. So you don't need to write a separate code for each browser, right? So you have the scripts ready, you can execute that scripts in either Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, or any browser, this browsers, right? And Selenium supports multiple programming languages like Java, Python, JavaScript, C Sharp, Ruby, Perl, etc. We have a few more programming language which supports Selenium, right? So you can write the Selenium, the Selenium scripts either in any of these programming languages. It supports all these languages. And Selenium supports multiple platforms it supports Windows, it supports Mac OS, it supports Linux. So the same scripts you can run in Windows, the Mac OS, or Linux. As I said, Selenium can integrate with the various tools. So it can integrate with Jenkins. You know that, right? Jenkins is nothing but a CI/CD tool. So you can write the scripts and you don't need to. So let's say you wanted to run it at 12 o'clock every day, 12 o'clock in the night. So you are going to wake up at the 12 o'clock and you wanted to run it. All right. So we can add a trigger in a Jenkins that it should run at 12 o'clock in the night every day. So we can add that in the Jenkins, and we can use that. So that is where this Jenkins used here. And we can integrate Maven, we can integrate some other tools like AutoIT, Sikuli, and few more, like, right? And Selenium can execute tests concurrently. I mean, it supports the parallel execution. Here, where there is a tool called Selenium Grid. It is one of the component in Selenium. So as I said, it is Selenium is a suite of tools. So Selenium Grid is one of the tool in the component, in that component. Okay, so it can execute the test componently by using this, I mean, concurrently using the Selenium Grid. That is where we will be going to discuss in the next topic. The next topic is components of Selenium. So this is a important interview question basically. So what are the components of Selenium? We have Selenium IDE, we have Selenium RC. Selenium RC is nothing but Selenium Remote Control, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. So let's discuss about each of these component individually. Selenium IDE. It's basically a browser extension. It's basically a Firefox or the Chrome browser extension that provides a record and playback functionality for creating some simple test scripts, right? But these Selenium IDEs no one is using right now, so we can ignore it. And Selenium RC. Selenium RC is a remote control. It's also known as Selenium 1. Why it is called a Selenium 1? Because previous to a Selenium WebDriver, we used it to have the Selenium RC. So people are used to use the Selenium RC. So, but now this is deprecated because to favor the Selenium WebDriver. So why, how it was Selenium favoring the Selenium WebDriver? I'll be covering it later. So let's, I mean, however, this is deprecated now and it is no longer in use, so we can ignore this one as well. And the currently the demand is in these two things, Selenium WebDriver and the Selenium Grid. So let's, what is the Selenium WebDriver? So Selenium WebDriver is the core component of Selenium and provides a programming interface to interact with the WebDriver, the web browsers. It allows you to control the browser. I mean, you can control the browser to web pages to interact with the web elements. So what are the web elements? So there are some buttons, there are some forms, there are some links where you can click on the links. I mean, you can write the scripts to click on the button, you can write the scripts to fill the forms, you can write the scripts to click the link. So that kind of things you can do that with this. So it allows, basically it allows you to choose a programming language to create the test scripts. As discussed earlier, it is an advancement over Selenium RC to overcome a few limitations. Selenium WebDriver is not capable of handling window components. As I said before, Selenium is specially designed to automate only a web-based application. But I also told you that we can integrate some third-party tools. I mean, you can see it here, but these drawback can be overcome using a third-party tools called Sikuli, AutoIT, etc. We can integrate these tools with the Selenium and can automate the desktop applications as well. Getting it right? And what is a Selenium grid? This is one of the major component in the Selenium suite tools. So it allows you to distribute the test execution across multiple machines and browsers simultaneously. You can execute the same script in Mac OS of Chrome browser, in Windows of Firefox at the same time, right? At the same time, in Mac Chrome, and in Windows Firefox, you can run the same scripts at the in a different machines and the browsers. So this is nothing but a parallel execution which can significantly reduce the test execution time, right? So over the period of time there are many versions in Selenium. Let me open the Selenium official website and show you what is the current version of Selenium right now. Let's type Selenium. Okay, let's, this is the official website. Let's click on this link. So this is the official website of the Selenium. If you can see it here, different components. I mean, this is a suite of tools in the Selenium WebDriver, Selenium IDE, and Selenium Grid. So this Selenium IDE is no one is using for now. I think we can ignore it. So the major two components are Selenium WebDriver and the Selenium Grid. So you can read it here. If you want to create robust browser-based regression automation suites and test, scale and distribute the scripts across many environments, then you want to use Selenium WebDriver, a collection of language-specific binding to drive a browser the way it is meant to be driven. And what is Selenium Grid? If you want to scale the distributed and running test, as I said, right, it can distribute the test on the several machines and the manage multiple environments from the central point. So, like, see, making it easy to run the test against the vast combination of browsers or OS, then you want to use the Selenium Grid, right? So Selenium is a free source, but there is a huge community which is supporting for this. We can go to the official documents. So before the documents, we'll go to the downloads and see. Let's see what is the current version. So the current version is the current stable version is 4.12.1. So this is the current Selenium version we have. Sorry, this is for Selenium server and Grid, right? Let's go to documentation. Yep. So yeah, you can see here example. So this is how we use it to write the Selenium scripts in Java. So this is in the Python, and this is in the C Sharp, this is in the Ruby, JavaScript, Kotlin, etc. So mostly in the market, Selenium is used with either Java, Python, or C Sharp. Somewhere people might use in a JavaScript as well. So this is nothing but this is a web driver is equal to new Chrome driver. If you wanted to run in a Firefox driver, it will be something Firefox driver. So similar kind of this. So if you want to launch your application, so this is a command like driver dot get of the URL of your application. So yeah, and this is the documentation. So Selenium is an umbrella project for the range of tools. So the umbrella project is nothing but I told you, right, a set of tools like Selenium WebDriver, Grid, IDE, and the remote control. So yeah, you can see it here, the WebDriver, Grid, IE driver, IDE, and all these things. And let's go to project. And so if you want to know any updates of the Selenium, you can directly visit this official website and you can get clarified on the whatever the doubts you have. Okay, so this is all about this video, and thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel for more such content. Thank you.